Yo, what's up? Let's get to it. Now, everybody wants to know whose Jay's verse was about. And it's clear that he was going and answering Dehaven once again. Now, everyone will tell you, oh, well, Dehaven don't matter, and he's just some old broke dude from the hood. That's all I can hear. He's a broke hater, man. He's just a Jay-Z hater. He mad Jay-Z ain't do nothing for him. That's what y'all say. Neither one of y'all know anything about this man. But immediately, you go to money. Immediately. Right? He broke. How do you know? You don't know if Dehaven is broke. Does he look like he's starving? Does he look like he ain't got a roof over his head? How's he broke? And why is that your answer to a man who wasn't even asking you a question? Your response to him just telling you his view, his opinion, his facts, his life, you say you broke. That makes no sense. He must be doing something right. He sat down in front of Vlad. He's been doing his own thing on the ground. So he must be doing something right. He got Jay-Z talking about him. And I don't know, Jay-Z done been rapping about this man his whole career. He must be doing something right. Now, Jay-Z on the song All Love comes right off and said, people tried to kill me, but y'all still friends with him. And he's going back to the song Dead Presidents when he's talking about I had 3 shots, close range, never touched me. Divine intervention. Right? Now, that was on his first album. That's 96. He's talking about what happened in the past. So, when Dehaven comes home, all of this had already been talked about and discussed, right? Then something happens that changes the outlook of everything altogether. Because if Jay felt that way about Dehaven, the whole 9, right? If you felt that strongly that this is the dude that set you up and Dehaven was setting you up to assassinate you, which he knew wasn't true, he would have never dealt with him ever again in life. He would have wrote anybody that was around him off. Headache came home, you made him, hey, sorry I didn't see you. Was trying to reach out to him, talk to him, everything. Right? But avoiding calls for a reason. Not wanting to bring him around after you was telling people about him. See, you guys need to watch Marcy Made, because I really want people to go see that documentary. I saw it when it was on Amazon. I don't think it's on there no more. But go check out Marcy Made and you'll find out the reason why that happened. The 3 shots, close range, never touched me. You find out what that was about and why Jay talking they tried to take me out, you still friends with me. Jay know there was a reason for that. And that was Jay's fault that happened. He know that. He know he did something wrong or must have done something foul in order for that to happen. That was not on the orders, oh, yo, take him out. No, that was not the case. And Jay knows the case. Jay's just mad because he wants people to believe his side of the story. See, Jay watched Marcy Maid. Jay is watching the videos when they getting attention, when they putting his name next to Dehaven again. You know, and oh, Jay did this. This is why Jay wouldn't do that. Jay friend did this and this. And the way he said, hey, I'm still cool with him, and that's a problem with him. So they view that as a problem. Now, if you look at it from the standpoint of hip hop and where hip hop is on the scale of where it matters with rap and all of this, whatever they trying to put people in this bubble and saying, oh, this is the street rules. And it's crazy to me how people who rap for a living trying to say these are street rules, and people on the internet trying to determine what's street rules for somebody. What do you know about street rules when you're in the house logging on? Have you even been outside yet? Have you been on the streets? And I don't mean in a car. I mean on the streets. To even know what's going on. And if you hadn't, then you don't know. You can't tell what it's like. Okay? You can't sit there and try to make somebody look guilty or this person's wrong when you have never really been on the streets and can't relate. It's just not for you. Some things just aren't for you. So when he's explaining, because he's somebody from the streets, who's in the streets, he's telling you how it is, and you don't know, you should just shut up and listen, because you have no information to go off of to counter it. Because who are you to say that when you don't know? You've never been in the streets, so you wouldn't know when certain decisions have to be made for a reason. So watch Marcy May and get the full explanation of it. Yeah, so Jay's mad at Dehaven because these videos are on the internet and coming up, and people are hitting them and they asking questions. Jay is not on social media for a reason, because he don't want to be getting hit up with alerts, messages. He's trying to change his whole identity. When you try to rewrite yourself again and want to erase the old hustler Jay-Z that he can't be associated with headache, that's going to make him look bad in his mind. In his mind and where he's at now, he's sitting there with the Roger Goodells, and was he sitting down with the presidents of all these corporations, the Leo Cohens, all the head honchos, the people that own all these, president of Universals and all these are the people he looks up to. These are the people he respects. Them his new big dogs. And he sitting at the table with them, so he feel like, yeah, I'm the boss. And he can't be around people from his old life that reminds him of that. So if they didn't evolve what they call evolution, which means just being docile, being a puppet, if you ain't down with that, you ain't gonna be down with him. Period. Tata, he fell right in line. Everybody who was falling in line with this, I'm just gonna do anything I can to do for the money, they with him. Anybody whose path is too connected to the streets or to that life, they cut off. Like he can't have anybody from his walk, but he can be with Yo Gotti. Yo Gotti got street cred like crazy, right? Why can Jay be with Yo Gotti, but he can't be with with Headache, somebody who knew him, because he was a little dude to Headache. But you wouldn't believe that, right? If they met, you wouldn't know that he was a shot caller. He was over him. He brought Jay in. He was the big dog. Jay was under him. See, and it's just a certain attitude. Jay wouldn't be able to talk to Headache the same way he talks to this person over here, that person over there. He wouldn't be able to talk to them because his words wouldn't have that much weight over Headache like that. It just wouldn't. It'd be different. And they'd be like, man, if other people saw that, they'd be like, whoa, man, look how he talks to Jay, man. Well, they do go back. But man, I didn't think he would allow him to do that. And in Jay mind, that makes him look weak. You see, that happens in the public world too. Dick Cheney had to check Donald Rumsfeld, the guy who brought him up. Donald Rumsfeld brought in Dick Cheney. When Dick Cheney was an intern, he was his intern. Rumsfeld was running everything. Corrupt as can be. But he did not lie about anything about him. Donald Rumsfeld was about as corrupt as can be. And when he got in there, he trained and groomed Dick Cheney. So when Dick Cheney got into power, he came back and got Donald Rumsfeld. And Donald was in the office talking to him any old kind of way he felt like. And he said, when everybody was out the room, and once it was all said and done, and he told him, times and change, man. Just, watch how you, talk to me in the room. When we in the room, just, soft touch. Soft touch. Gotta, yeah, we can't do that no more. Like, those days are over. I'm your boss. And he had to give him that one-on-one in private. You see, because he can't be made to look weak. And in his mind, the people around him wouldn't respect him if they see that guy talk to him in a certain way. So Jay can't be associated with all of the things that's going on. But Jay know that those interviews, he's watching and paying attention to everything Dehaven is doing. Because he know him. See, it's different from me sitting right here in this chair telling you something about Jay. Jay is water off his back. He ain't gonna care. The only thing that really got him bothered is my video I put out, and it had the thing about Foxy Brown. And it wasn't for me. It was actually Foxy Brown. Boy, I'm like, what do y'all want me to do? You better go talk to who made the song, the audio. So they was like, just change the title up. Jay went and bought and incorporated the hyphen back in his name. So now he owns the hyphen again. So we had to remove the hyphen. And I just called him Jay. He don't own that word. So I can just say Jay. Well, it's like this. Dehaven and Jay are always going to have this like collide of ego. And the reason why they're having a collide of ego is because they know each other. And for Dehaven, it's not ego. You know what I'm saying? He didn't live his life full. It's like now he's like, I don't even want, that's like the stuff that they talking about is about 20 years ago. This 20 years ago. So it's like, man, dog, this is over 20 years ago. I'm not the same man I was 20 years ago. And that's what Headache is basically like. I'm not even that guy no more, really. Like, the guy y'all thought I was way back then, that's not even me. It's not me no more. So I've evolved. Everyone has evolved in this situation. And Headache, if you ever watch this video, you should know, stay away from Choke. For real, stay away from Choke. That dude is no good. That's it's a snake right there. That's the same dude who, when you had Marcy Maid out, he was the same guy talking about, I didn't know Jay was really like that. I didn't know he was really a snake until I saw that, and I was like, yeah, he really a clown. He really a snake. Now he's talking about every video shouts out to Hove. That's all you need to know about Choke. Anything with a check in the bag and the integrity is right out of the window. So, you a man, you can do whatever you please. I'm just saying, please pay attention to the signs. So, when you see somebody like this mentioning him and his future records, he's a billionaire now, and you feel you got to mention Dehaven, you got to mention Headache in every one of your songs that you're doing now. Why? If you don't care. That's because Dehaven hit a nerve. And when you hit a nerve, these dudes, man, they don't know how to respond, man. So, that's what's up right now with Jay. And like Dehaven said, man, I couldn't rock with what's going on now. Because he's the type, it's like bringing one of your hood friends to an industry party. It ain't gonna vibe well. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna vibe well. You bring somebody like Headache out to Hollywood and they see some of them plastic surgery people with their face all done up, and you be like, oh, what's wrong with her face? Like other people wouldn't say anything like that. They just act like they don't see it. Oh, hey, how you doing? They be having them botched surgeries and everywhere. Like in Beverly Hills, them people are everywhere. And it's scary to somebody that normally see just regular, real people. And you see that for the first time and you see how I'm like, why is no one saying nothing about this? And they serving food that look weird. I'm like, what is this? Where's the rest of it? How much they charge it? $2,000 a plate? This ain't a buffet. This is all we get. So, Jay's affiliation with some of the people who took plea deals and actually testified on people, working for his organization. Even though it's OG Juan's wife, she took a deal, you know what I'm saying? And we don't know what she was up against, but the paperwork don't look good. She wore a wire and everything. So it's like, why in Rock Nation, like this look weird. So like Headache was like, I have a problem with that. I would have sniffed her out a long time ago. And he was right. A lot of people would have sniffed that out. And if you were a street dude, you wouldn't have been okay with that. But Jay was trying to make it insinuate like Headache could snitched or something, and that's why he didn't want to be around him. You see, all this stuff that people were doing, even the people that were standing next to him, is acting different and ain't reaching out to him. and running over to him, to Jay. It's real weird. But see, with money's involved, people run behind the dollar when their integrity isn't anything. You learn a lot about people's integrity in that. And you be like, oh man, I thought you was a stand-up. Damn. Cause that happened to me. Like, damn, you ain't a stand-up dude. I didn't know that like 15, 16 years. And then sometimes you're not gonna know until it's that time. And they gotta get questioned. So I remember clear as day, I'm sitting there and it's a situation and you see where the integrity lied. But somebody, like came up with money, had real money. And other people money never impressed me. So, that's good for them. That's how I look at it. Like, that's your money. What's yours is yours. I don't touch what's yours. I worry about mine. And that's it. I don't put my hands on other people's money. So, this person was flaunting, flossy, big, just came into his money. And everyone around him saw it as a chance to ride a wave. And it was all these people who was like hanging on, waiting for him to buy something for him. Or, if I'm close to him, man, he gonna be giving me this money. And they patting this dude on the back. And a person I never thought in a million years would act this way was acting this way. And I remember I was like, damn. And I asked him, I said, well, he got all this money. When I talked to him, I was like, man, how are you getting this money? Because I'm like, if it's legal and, I want to get in and make this money too. Because shoot, I'm working. I'm paying my bills. I want to get in on this. And he was like, oh, well, trading commodities and trading all this. He was basically a trader and was showing me the game. It's like, you start this account. Boom, boom, boom. I can help you get there and this and that. And let's go. And he's like, but you know what's weird? He was like, man, look out there. Man, it's about like 20 dudes in the living room, right? They seeing me throwing money around, buying all this stuff, and they just drinking up all the liquor, partying every night. Not one of them asked me, man, how can I get this money like you? Not one of them. I probably didn't told y'all this in one of the hood stories I did. Like, he had a whole thing of 50s and was balling them up. He was like, man, you a little bitch. You'll do anything I say. Start balling up the 50s and hitting them in the chest with it. Balling them up. Go ahead. Bend over and get it. Just like a little bit. And threw it and was hitting it. Not my guy. Like, it was another dude that was there. But the dude that I thought would never do that. I'm like, we had like 15, 16 years strong. Like 16 years strong to be knowing this person. Never have I seen this type of behavior. And I saw it and I couldn't believe it. And I was like, how you make excuses for somebody? Like, nah, man, he's just excited. He's just happy. But he is doing a little too much. But he's just excited. His boy got some money. And it just took him to a whole nother realm of, I really don't know who this dude is no more. And once it started going down that road and you start seeing like the personality changes, you start seeing all of these different avenues and tropes and all of these different angles that they were going down, you knew they had no integrity. None. And then they flipped out on family. Their own family. And I said, oh, wow. All because their own family had got some money. and was giving some to somebody else. That was his friend. This person flips out. I mean, flipped that all the way to hell out. And it shows you right there, no integrity. None. It's all about them, him, no integrity. Not a stand-up dude. Pretend to be, though. Can pretend it really well. But when money's involved, it ain't gonna go well. So once you see these signs, you know right away, you got to make a decision. There is no middle ground. So right away, decisions had to be made to move in different directions. So when you see people like all the people that was around Jay, like when Sauce Money was around, right? People like Jazz. All these people ain't around. Myth Bleak ain't even showing his face that much. And he had changed up, to try to fit the status quo. Then he wasn't around no more. So it's like, man, damn, nobody's around no more. But you hanging out with people like Bono and and all these other people, it's like, okay, cool. Some guy owns a skateboarding company and all these guys. The Dave Morrises and right? And that's cool. But my instance, and probably in Headache's instance, he felt like you owed him a little bit more than that. It's not about money, Jay. Not everything's about money. He felt you owed him a little bit more respect than what you showed. For a man that was locked up and did his time and did things the right way, you, Emery, and the rest owed him a little bit more respect than what you did. Now, I can't speak for Headache, but that's how me on the outside looking in, that's how I view it. I view it like you owed him a little bit more respect because you knew who he was in the game. You didn't rap him and Calvin's stories your whole career. You put him in all your records. You owed him a little bit more to act like he was somebody you could just let stay in the wind and just die. He's a hustler. He's going to be all right. But don't try to act like he wasn't who he was. See, all y'all play this game where y'all dictate the rules. If it don't come through y'all, it don't exist. Y'all the gatekeepers. And these imaginary bubbles y'all live in of power and fame and money. All y'all are is prisoners of fear. Fear has y'all controlled. You fear you're going to lose that status quo with those people who you want to appease. So out of fear, you do all these actions. Not looking at all the lives you destroyed. When they put the Barclay up and they start gentrifying the area, you signed off on it. You was the blackface they used, making you part owner. That's all you wanted was that look. Even though you got 0.000000000.0000001% ownership. which amounted to nothing, which required that you and Beyonce had to make an appearances at a certain X amount of games and sit courtside, all for the look. But the first chance you got to give it up, to run your sports agency, you gave up being ownership. Quick. But I thought owning an NBA team meant so much to you. You weren't the first. They wanted your face, so these Russians can go in and do what they do and gentrify that area. You didn't care. So the people that fought wars for y'all in the streets, the people that was fighting real battles for y'all, it was okay for them to be doing all that. Right? So for what you said in that song, on that Drake song, and you put them bars out, I'm going to tell you like this. If you felt that way, you should have never contacted Headache ever again in life. You should have never even tried to pretend like things was cool. You would have never felt like that if you felt that man, you would have never let that man back in your presence again if you felt like he was the one that ordered something like that on you. You knew he didn't do that. You knew why it happened. That's why you ain't have a problem when he came back around and met you at that party. You ain't even know he pulled up on you. Came in there, hugged you and everything. So come on, man. Stop with the lies. Jay wants to forget the Marcy days, but then all his raps are about the old Marcy days. Which one is it, man? Which one is it? I don't know no more with this guy. Now he's a yachty again, you know. Changing his whole image up. You're mad Headache messes up your story. That's what it is. See, Headache is messing up your whole story. See, all of y'all fake painting and spending all this money on these narratives when he hitting y'all with his reality and people on the internet is listening. You talking about, oh, we don't do internet. Of course you don't. But you listening. If you this multi-billionaire, you could just ignore it. Why give it attention? Why give it a verse? You make it worse. You make it worse for yourself because now it's going to highlight it. Now people want to go see Marcy Maid. Go see Marcy Maid. Go follow Dehaven on his Instagram and see what's coming next. Because I'm going to check it out. Now, when Marcy Maid, you watch that, it's kind of hard to look at Jay again in the fashion that you might have looked at him as. You know, some people don't remember him at all from the old days. They only remember him. Hard Knock Life is like 22, 23 years ago. So, you know, you're going to be really scratching your head going backwards. They only remember him for Beyonce. Most of these fans today, they look at him, they remember Beyonce and Jay. That's it. They don't remember a time when he wasn't with Beyonce. That's these new people. They don't really remember him from nothing else. So, anyhow, I'm going to get out of here. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share the video. Subscribe to the page. It's getting pretty late, so I'm going to sign off. Thanks for the Cash Apps, too. And all you guys who want to donate to the Cash App and didn't get a chance to Super Chat because the video ended, Carcino is my name on the Cash App. Appreciate the love and support. I really do. I'm going to get out of here, though.